Sri Naganandji's keynote address that will be introduced by our esteemed Zonal Chair, Brother Akshay Kalatia. I call upon him.
Om Shri Sai Ram. The Lord of the universe came down in a beautiful name and form and started the first time ever an organization. So what type of person should represent Baba, the Lord of the universe, in his organization, his apex organization? What is the most important qualification to take on that responsibility, to be bestowed with that responsibility? Should it be someone who's from a great spiritual lineage? Should it be someone with a top academic record? Should it be someone who's a leading professional in his or her field? Should it be someone who's engaged and supports his community, be it social or religious organizations? Should it be someone who's a good family man? Should it be someone who's held various positions in his organization? Well, in our keynote speaker's case, Swami qualified him with all of the above. His spiritual lineage comes from a family deeply devoted to Bhagwan, constructing temples, continuing the sacred traditions of the Holy Land of Bharat. As far as educational excellence, 3 gold medals and a national merit rank, fluency in 9 languages, professionally a leader in his field, both an accountant and a lawyer, founded a prominent firm, regularly appearing in the Supreme Court of India, and recognized by the Bar Association of India as a living legend of law. Socially, a prominent trustee playing leadership role in a university, a college, numerous religious and charitable organizations. A family man, married for 43 years to Sister Madhuri, with whom he's raised 3 daughters and 4 grandchildren with Bhagwan's grace and blessings. And experience in Bhagwan's organizations. The youngest trustee to be appointed to the Sri Sathya Sai Medical Trust in 2000. A member of the Council of Management of the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust. Trustee of the Sri Sathya Sai Sadhana Trust. Sri Sathya Sai Media Foundation. And the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning Trust. But even more than these qualifications are his qualities. And some of them are very evident. We can see them in his loving smile, his interactions with all of us, his soft-spoken manner. Some of them are not so evident, and I wanted to share a couple of incidents, simple examples. When the USA had their pilgrimage led by our President Balu Karanam a few years ago, we were arranging for prominent speakers from Prashanti to address our group. And Sri Naganand humbly acceded to the time slot that we asked of him without question. And as things happen in Purti, we get delayed. By the time the devotees were able to come into the hall, it was already 8:30, 9 o'clock. He patiently waited, came, never said anything, gave an amazing, inspirational talk, took his time, answered all the questions for the devotees, spiritually just filled everyone with bliss. And then as I had the opportunity to walk with him back to Sai Bhavan, I just casually came to find out he had not even had his meal, and it was close to 11 o'clock. He must have been, as a trust member, so many places, so many meetings, yet he carved time for our group and just did not even have his dinner that evening. Sacrifice. Another small example, we invited him for this beautiful retreat that we're so blessed to have. Busy schedule, amazing travel schedule. I can't even count the number of countries he's probably been a speaker at. He adjusted his schedule to try to come, and he did. So of course, you give us a little bit, what is the saying? You give an inch and somebody asks for a foot. So we pleaded, we didn't even plead, we just asked, can you come to the West Coast, the Northwest Coast, the Southwest Coast? Can you come to the East Coast? And he again changed his schedule, accommodated our wishes, and visited and spoke to so many devotees. On top of that, last minute, we have this amazing project that's in the works right now. Those of you who may not be aware, in Dallas, we have a project that's just been launched, Prashanti Dham in Dallas. And the land has been there, and with Bhagwan's grace, we're going to be ready with starting constructions. And Sri Naganand, as part of the Central Trust, has been keeping tabs on this over the past year, and we've been in communication with him. He's been guiding us and taking time to help with the documents. And he came just for one day from, was it Minnesota or somewhere up north, Detroit maybe, all the way to Dallas. Just for one day, he flew down, surveyed the lands, made sure everything was appropriate, talked to devotees, answered questions, and then flew back at 2 a.m. in the morning. Again, sacrifice for Bhagwan. And the last bit that I'll talk about is yesterday was his wedding anniversary. Their 43rd, I believe, wedding anniversary. So again, sacrificing family time, the entire family sacrifice so they could be here with us. That is the qualification that earns him this prestigious role of being a Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust trustee. So with that, it is my great honor and privilege to invite Sri S S Naganand to share his love with all of us. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Brahmaika Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Sai Ram. My most humble, reverential, loving, affectionate pranams at Bhagwan's divine lotus feet. Every time we have an opportunity to be in the midst of devotees of Bhagwan, it gives me a great deal of elation, happiness, joy, and all the trials and tribulations of life just vanish. You are right in the middle of bliss, and therefore I think we have to only thank Bhagwan for bringing us all together. I'd like to begin my talk somewhat formally but then go informal. So, respected Zone Chair, Amar, National President, Balu, who's about to run away to catch a flight. I understand it because this Memorial Day weekend he has to attend more than one retreat. then Pradosh, chair of this zone, Venkat, his deputy, and our Sarathi, Dr. Upadhyaya, my very dear respected friend from the United Kingdom, Geeta, my affectionate sister, who we shared our childhood in Bangalore, and the host of, and a husband of course, whom I met many years later only. It's such a pleasure to be here. Dear brothers and sisters, I would like to start with a small video which gives you an idea about the Sathya Sai Central Trust. It's a very short video. Maybe if the lights could go off, you could probably see the video well.
I have a task to foster all mankind and ensure for all of them lives full of bliss.
నాకు ఈ బీదల సేవనే ప్రధానమైన లక్ష్యము. ఏమైనా సరే ప్రాణాన్నైనా వారికి అర్పితం చేసి వాళ్ళని కాపాడటానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాం.
Way back in 1947, Bhagwan revealed this as the purpose of his advent, and the formal entity that Baba created to carry out this mission is the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust. Prashanti Nilayam, the abode of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, is the spiritual home for millions across the globe, from all creeds, religions and beliefs.
I am from Berlin.
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
I'm from Russia.
I am from France.
I'm from Japan.
I come from Germany.
I'm from Switzerland. And I have come from Russia, from Moscow.
I'm from Nepal.
I come from Slovenia, Central Europe.
I'm from California.
I came from Moscow.
From Nepal. I'm coming from Chennai.
Saishwaraya Vidmahe. In 2022, the government of Andhra Pradesh created the Sri Sathya Sai district with Puttaparthi as its headquarters. This institution has been spearheading several socially uplifting endeavors. The Sri Sathya Sai Drinking Water Project has served over 10 million people in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, offering them safe and pure drinking water at no cost.
அப்போ அவருடைய தனிப்பட்ட ஒரு பிளஸிங்ஸ் தான் மெட்ராஸ் மெட்ரோவுக்கு வாட்டரே கிடைச்சிருக்கு, அது சந்தேகமே இல்லை.
சுவாமி வந்து இந்த சாய் கங்காங்கிற பிரேம கங்கையில எங்க எல்லாரையும் முழுகடிச்சுட்டார்.
தண்ணி கூட குடிக்க இல்லாம அப்படி நாங்க கஷ்டப்படுறச்ச பகவான் வந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி எங்களுக்கு இன்னைக்கு சாய் கங்கா ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணி ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிருக்காரு. கோடி பிரணாம் பாபா.
In Odisha, the trust built 1,000 houses in 2009 for those ravaged by floods. At the 2 super speciality hospitals, the medical costs saved by patients treated is estimated at $168.5 crores. That is over $19 million in the year 2023-24. And if it's calculated since their inception, it runs into millions and millions of dollars.
ఈయన దయ వల్ల మనకు మన మనవడు బాగా ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉన్నాడు, అతను బాగా నడచగలుగుతాడు. నా మనవనికి కూడా రేపు పొద్దున 10 మందికి సహాయం చేసే సోమతి ఆయన దయ.
What most impressed me here was treatment that is being given to everybody without discrimination.
What is noteworthy is nearly 66% of patients treated in these 2 hospitals are those whose family income is less than 30,000 rupees or about $340 per annum. During COVID, the trust not only set up several free wards and a hospital, but also offered copious donations of medical supplies as well as made financial contributions. The Sri Sathya Sai Mobile Hospital since 2006 has provided comprehensive healthcare to more than 1 million people living in 350 villages in the Sri Sathya Sai district at zero cost.
మాకు ఇక్కడ ఒక్క రూపాయి కూడా ఖర్చు లేకోకుండా ఇబ్బంది లేకుండా సంతోషంగా చూపించుకుంటున్నాము. ఈ హాస్పిటల్కి తప్ప ఎక్కడా పోలేదు. డాక్టర్లు బాగా చూసినారు. అందరినీ స్వామి దయ వల్ల అందరూ చల్లగా ఉండాలి సాయిరాం.
Subsequently, many more such hospitals have been added, one in Odisha, and another in Tamil Nadu. In 2024, the trust even relaunched a 40-bed hospital with advanced medical equipment and infrastructure in the hilly region of Leh to come to the rescue of the needy in the difficult Ladakh terrain. In the sphere of education, more than 4,600 students from kindergarten to doctoral research programs currently benefit from the value-based modern Gurukula system of learning imparted by several schools and 4 campuses of the deemed to be university run by the trust, which spends every year around $3,000 per university student and $300 for a school student. The Shri Sathya Sai Vidya Vahini initiative is in fact the world's largest and only philanthropy-driven edtech project, which has created over 32,000 digital assets and today serves 892,000 students and teachers across Bharat. In 2023, the Trust, in partnership with the Andhra Pradesh government, embarked on providing nutrition-rich ragi malt every day to 3.2 million students studying in about 44,000 schools of the state. A year later, the trust built a number of Anganwadis in Kerala to house orphan children marooned by floods. And exclusively for the women, the trust built the Sri Sathya Sai School of Social Sciences and Management Studies in Sri Sailam, Kerala. Additionally, the trust built a skill development center in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, with the noble mission of offering high-quality endoskeletal artificial assistive devices to the specially abled individuals of all ages. In July 2024, the Trust launched the Shri Sathya Sai Divyangjan Seva initiative. Thanks to this project, many desolate souls have now begun to smile.
The kindness and support I received here surpassed even that of my own family and relatives.
My humble gratitude to all the members of Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust. Baba, I offer my million salutations to you.
Thank you, Sami. Chala thank you, Sami. Sai Ram.
Every time there was a natural disaster, the Trust rushed to be by the side of the devastated, be it the victims of the Gujarat earthquake in 2002 or the tsunami in 2004 that marooned thousands of lives, or the floods in Kerala in 2018. The Trust also serves as a mentor and guide to the India and overseas chapters of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, which has more than 125 countries as its members. Recognizing this yeoman's...
I think that got cut off at the end, but the last portion was about a recognition which was given by the United Nations and later by the New York City, which recognized this as the year of Sathya Sai centenary. This gave you a video presentation. I'd like to go to the PowerPoint and I'll explain a few things because you are able to see an overview of what the Central Trust has done. I tried to divide my time to give you an idea of what Central Trust is doing because many of us are aware that Central Trust is running hospitals, schools, but they are not aware of what other things it does and what is the magnitude of the work that is involved. So just allow me to show this. I'll go very quickly. This gives you an image of what is run how. You have the Central Trust which runs schools, hospitals, archives, media center, Vidya Vahini and human values. The next concentric lighter pink one is Institute of Higher Learning, which is an independent trust of which there are other trustees. Most of them are the trustees of the Central Trust itself, except a couple of them are academicians. Then you have the Global Council, which all of you are familiar with. And you see that the run in the middle is actually run by the Central Trust. The next one is supported by Central Trust. And the last one, the Global Council, is guided by Central Trust. You know, why we have pointed out this is, there seems to be a popular misconception that Central Trust is in control of everything that happens everywhere. It's really not so. The Institute of Higher Learning Trust has its own board of trustees, It's not answerable to the central trust. And the same thing with Global Council. Global Council is not answerable to central trust or to anybody else. It's answerable to itself. It has its own executive committee and its own management structure. We are only a mentor and a guide. Now if 5,000 people from America want to come to Prashanti Nilayam and they want to perform something there, naturally the central trust is going to be involved, because the central trust is running the ashram there, and we need to decide there as to how many can come, when they can come, what they can do, what they cannot do. So therefore it is necessary for an interface to be there between the two, and that's the reason why we have the managing trustee of the central trust as an invitee for the meetings of the Sathya Sai Global Council. He is not a member, he is an invitee, because we need to do a lot of planning which has to be done together. This is some images of the fantastic work that is going on all over the world. Nepal, Partiyatra. There are over 100 Sathya Sai centers in a small country of Nepal. They have at least 6 buildings of their own in the tiniest alleys of Kathmandu and in the vast expanse of Pokhara. And I am a bit disappointed that we don't have a magnificent center of Swami in this beautiful world of United States. This is a Partiyatra from Middle East. All of these are done by Global Council members. South Africa, United Kingdom, and there it is from your country. Young Adults Leadership Program, 2 years ago. Center leaders, this is a very great initiative that was taken, and everybody I met was so happy that all the center leaders were able to come to Prashanti Nilayam, and there was a direct interaction with all of us and with the Central Trust, and of course the bliss of being in Bhagwan's presence. It was a wonderful program, and those of you who attended it or who have spoken to people who attended it will realize what a lovely reunion that was. And this happened for the first time after Global Council. It didn't happen before that. Then this is the exhibition that was put up there in Purnachandra on the days of this. Other celebrations, Buddha Purnima, the Chinese New Year, Christmas, I think many of you have attended. And Global Council leaders all came to Prashanti Nilayam. We had the executive committee meeting, and I might share with you all decisions taken by the Sathya Sai Central Trust from its inception, which was in 1973, was taken by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on his own. Only a year before Mahasamadhi, the trust was expanded with a few of us being inducted onto the trust. Ever since then, after Mahasamadhi till day, there is no decision taken by Central Trust which is a majority decision. All decisions are unanimous. Every single activity which you see there is approved by the entire trust. Not 1 rupee is spent from the Sathya Sai Central Trust without the board of trustees approving it. Neither the managing trustee, nor the chairman, nor me, or nor anybody else has any power to sign a check for even 100 rupees or $10 from the account of the Sathya Sai Central Trust till all the trustees approve that expenditure as per budget. That's the transparency with which the Central Trust has been functioning. Now this gives you some figures from the time the hospitals were started. $414 million is the street value of the treatments that have been given in the medical field. And this gives you an idea of what is the category of people who are getting treated there. 66% of the patients, their family income is less than $362 per annum. Mobile hospitals started initially in Swami's time in Puttaparthi. It's now expanded to many places, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Karnataka, Delhi, and so on. In infrastructure upgradations, we have the latest. Swami always said the poorest must get the best in his hospitals. And that's happening. Value-based education, university, we have a total of 4,000 students, 4 campuses, and as all of you know, there is no college fees, school fees, exam fee, nothing is being paid by the students. The trust is spending around $3,000 per student per year in the university and 200 and odd for the school. And this is a new initiative that is taken in Srisailam in Kerala. A college has started. It is going to be part of the Sathya Sai group of institutions. Vidya Vahini, I think you all have heard a lot about it. So what a fantastic job it is doing. It is bringing together teachers, best practices from best schools, making digital assets, making it available to the poorest sections of society, to the government schools, and there is a band of volunteers who come and serve on it, and it's a platform-based learning process which is very, very successful. It has now a partnership, the only NGO to have an arrangement with the government of India to assist the government in disseminating quality human values based education to all government schools in India. Ragi malt, you already saw that. Then rural child care centers, Kerala. Free water project, this I think everybody knows about it, 10 million beneficiaries. We have now taken some new initiatives in keeping with the times. We are all talking about environment friendliness. You have now 63 megawatt power project called Sathya Sai Mitra. Most of the buildings in and around Prashanthi Nilayam, in Brindavan, they are all now covered by solar panels, and about 50% of the power that we use is being generated by ourselves, which is green power. We are also using steam generated cooking. Prematharu was an initiative taken by the Sathya Sai organization. The objective is to plant at least 10 million trees before the centenary year, and that has taken off, and I understand in America also you have had a number of projects like this, and that's going on full steam. These are the great functions that we all have and enjoy in Prashanthi Nilayam, every single festival. These are various initiatives which are supported by Central Trust. The university runs a sports day, all the campuses. Then we have a very modern research center called CRIF, Center for Research. It is attached to the university, and it's a very modern center. Swami was always talking about a research center, and that materialized. And it's state of the art. We also now have a incubator company that is incorporated to translate our research into actual products and to see how the nation can benefit from it. New accommodation. This is a photo taken some months ago. Today, if you come, you'll see a building is already up there, and we're going to be having extra rooms for dormitories, and also single rooms and double rooms for people who come from different parts of the country and the world. You'll find upgradation of all the N block rooms is nearly complete. Everything is now looking nice and spick and span. For those of us who are used to living in 1 acre, 2 acre houses, it still looks modest, but you're in an ashram, don't forget. And for the ashram, that is luxurious. All improvements of facilities, the food quality has improved. And this is a new addition, the Sathya Sai Global Hira Convention Center. Our revered Prime Minister inaugurated it virtually. And it's those of you who haven't seen it, when you come to Prashanthi Nilayam, please make it a point to go there and see. It's the best accommodation that you can think of in terms of auditorium. I went for a show in New York, and before the show could get over, I had knee pain, back pain, all pains I had, because the seats were so cramped, you could not even cross your legs. You won't have any such problems in this auditorium. It's got fantastic seating, great acoustics. Anywhere in the auditorium which seats over 1,000 people you sit, the quality of the sound is exactly the same. That is the precision with which it has been done. And I am proud to say that the architect of one of them has a close relative in this audience. Can somebody guess who? Yeah. Her brother, Shravan, Ramani sir's son. He played a very key role in selecting the equipment, in designing the studio, designing everything. And of course, being a person in the top music world, he is very much sought after by the greatest musicians in the film world in India. He did a fantastic job, and this is worth seeing. It's like a showpiece. We have two auditoriums. One is for over 1,000 people, another one for 300. And the biggest plus point of this is when it was designed, it was meant to be for the global council. So it has separate office rooms for each chair in the global council. So they have their own office and they can use that office, they can keep their files, have their meetings, and there are separate meeting rooms also for them. So I'm sure that will prompt many of them to come and spend more time. That's the outside look. These are, of course, Swami centers everywhere. Those who have been to Delhi, it's a beautiful international center. It's called Sathya International Center, Delhi. Dharmakshetra is in Mumbai. Shivam, Hyderabad. Sundaram. Ananda Nilayam is the latest one, Chennai, which in Simla, which Swami visited on the last trip that he went out of Prashanti Nilayam. That was in 2010. And those of you who visit Bangalore, do come to Whitefield, Vrindavan. There's a fantastic museum. It's really state of the art and it's interactive, and you can actually touch and feel and tap what you want to see and hear. It's all video controlled. You have audio controls to walk around. It relives Swami in his whole life, and it's a beautiful experience to see that. We see the India's one of our chief ministers viewing this now. And these are the trustees. We have added Justice Ram Subramaniam, who is a retired judge of the Indian Supreme Court, to be part of our trustees. And therefore, and Mr. Kelkar is not present in this photo. He is a very eminent bureaucrat and a long-time Swami devotee. He was chairman of the Finance Commission of India, and he is also one of our trustees. This is the media center. I think none of you in the audience have heard about the media center, right? I don't have to talk about it. It's evident for everybody. It's so beautiful. My day doesn't begin without looking at Sai Inspires and without hearing that bhajan a day. That's how it begins. It should be same for many of us here. Its quality has improved. Every time Brother Sundar is 2 steps ahead of technological changes that are taking place, and the best quality of everything you're seeing, number of events that you're seeing. The recent Atirudra Mahayagnam had world records created. Now we're going to create another world record for Sai Gayatri chanting. All of you would be seeing those mails that are coming to register for that. So these are the initiatives taken, and you must know that the entire Sai media is run by students of Bhagwan. There's no outsider. Sundar heads them, but no other outsider runs it, including the cameras, the mixing, everything is done by them. It's done with such devotion and such precision. These are statistics, but the statistics are mind-boggling. 150 million views. Music distribution 2 million. Age group distribution. Subscribers 1.3 million. And how many they produce in a week? 70 videos and 80 shorts. I mean, it's phenomenal. So now that you have got an idea of what the Central Trust is doing, let's now step back to the theme of this conference or this retreat. The theme is take one step and Bhagwan takes 100 steps. Now I'm tempted to sing a song, though I'm not a great singer, but I'll try to sing it in the way that I can. It's a very famous Kannada song. Those of us who are familiar with Carnatic music would have heard the name Purandara Dasa. He's a famous composer. He wrote a lot of devotional songs. And one of them, he is describing the qualities of God, which resonates with your theme. It goes like this. Malagi adaradi padalu kuntu keluva kuntu padalu nintu keluva nintu padalu naliva nalidu padalu aliva. Now to translate it, it says that if you are lying down in a very comfortable position, but with devotion and respect, if you pray to the Lord, He sits up next to your feet and He is listening to you. Why? Because you are a devotee, you are singing His name. So that's His duty. If you are relaxing in a nice armchair, your television is on, and your armchair legs are extended, and you are on a couch, but still you think, Swami, I now need to sing a song, and you sing. Then what does He do? He doesn't sit next to you, though He was sitting and you are lying down and singing. He is standing up and listening to you. That means He is at attention. My devotee is calling me. Therefore, I have to be ready on my feet. And those of us who are going on a walk, or we are just standing admiring the beautiful greenery that we see here with some sunlight coming in, if we then start remembering Swami and then start praising Him and praying to Him, he is so happy that my devotee is standing up to remember me. So he starts jumping. He is literally dancing. Say, my devotee is standing up to greet me, so I should be dancing to make him happy. And lastly, if you start dancing in ecstasy, remembering Bhagwan's name and His form and all that He has given to us, He becomes part of you. He becomes you. You become one with Him. So God will become one with you. So it resonates with the theme when you say you take one step, He takes 100. Here, every time He is ahead of you. In whatever form you are, He is still ahead of you. And He is still taking, one step forward before you could take that step. So I think this is our Lord. And this is what we all experience. This is not something which we just say on a platform and forget about the speech and go away like how politicians do. This is something in this audience, I can say at least 50% of us have experienced this, maybe more. We feel that when we call out to Bhagwan, He's always there. And Swami always says, why fear when I am there? You don't have to fear when I am there. So this is the great good fortune of all of us is exactly that. Now you look at why should we pay so much attention to Guru? Why should we pay so much attention to God? I am tempted to start a small doha of Kabirji. He says, Sab dharti kagaz karu, sab dharti kagaz karu, lekhani sab ban rai, सात समुंद की मसी करूं, गुरु गुण लिखा न जाए. So that means, translating it, if you convert or translate the whole earth into paper, you convert all the oceans into ink, all the trees in this world to pens, and you then start writing the great qualities of the Guru, you are never going to finish writing it. Those qualities are such immeasurable qualities, it is not possible to completely describe the quality of the Guru. What is greater good fortune for us that we have such a Guru for us, such a Guru who is always with us. And the word Guru, I recently, when one of the talks I explained, for those of you who didn't hear that, Gu and Ru, it means one who removes the darkness. So literal meaning in Sanskrit, Guru is one who removes the darkness. So we have such a Guru with us. Now, I must share with you, what is the definition of a Guru? In Prashnottara Ratnamalika, a small composition of Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada, which has only 67 verses. Each verse has got 2 lines. Each line has got 2 questions and 2 answers. That is the precision of the language that we have it. In that, one of the questions he asks is, Ko Guru hu? Means who is a Guru? And the Bhagavad-pada answers saying, Adhikata tattvaha shishya hitayodhyataha satatam. That means, who is a Guru means one who knows. One who knows tattva, one who knows everything. He knows the truth. Swami, in his innumerable discourses and his writings, how beautifully he has explained to say, God is not different from you and me. God is everywhere. God is in everyone. You have to learn that, you have to feel that, you have to act like that. So that is the message, no? So that is the ultimate truth. God is one. So this is what Bhagwan came to teach us. So one who knows everything, knows not bookishly but by experience. They call them Jivan Mukta. No? Jivan Mukta means one who is living. He is very much there. But he has reached such a stage of Turiya Avastha where for him all universe is one and the same. So that is the first quality of the Guru. The second quality of the Guru is Shishya Hitayodhyataha Satata, means he is always incessantly thinking of the welfare of his devotees. Now, this again resonates with our theme. If he was not thinking of you, why should he take 99 steps more than you? He can take one step less than you, no? But no, he is taking 100 more than what you took. So that is one. Then, you see, in the traditional Indian systems of learning, they tell you, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. That means, it says, the truth is one, people call them by different name. In the Taittiriya Upanishads, Sa Ekaha, it says, that means, God is one. Now, to emphasize it, he says, Nadvitiyo osti kaschit. That means, there is no second one. There is one. That's enough, you should understand it, but they emphasize it by saying, no, there is one, but there is no second one also. So the same way, Bhagavad Pada uses another phrase here. He asks a question, Kim Visham, what is poison? And see how he answers. He says, Avadhirana Gurushu. That means one who does not follow the teachings of his Guru is poison. Poison for himself, poison for his close ones, poison for the society. So that means this is positive and negative, both coming one behind the other. So Acharya says that this is what should be the prominence that is given to the Guru. Now why should it be so? What is so great about a Guru? What is it that he is going to do? For that, there's a beautiful composition. Again, I'm tempted to go back to Shankara Bhagavad Pada. There's a composition called Guru Ashtakam. 8 verses are there. Each verse is so beautiful and so nicely he puts it. I'll not read all of them, just a couple of them I'll tell you and say what it actually means. The first verse starts like this. Shariram surupam tathava kalatram yashascharuchittam dhanam merutulyam. Means you have all these things. What is it that you have? Shariram, beautiful. Surupam, very attractive looking. Dhanam, how much money you got? Merutulyam, we say Kubera lives in Meru Parvata, which is a mountain made of gold. So your wealth is higher than the mountain made of gold, which in trillions could be 1,000 trillion or so. Then what else do you have? Yashas charu chittam. Yashas is fame. You are very famous. If you go on the road, every few steps people stop you and say, give me an autograph. In India it happens very often. And every few steps somebody will stop, touch your feet. That means you have got so much fame. All this is there with you. But the Guru concludes by saying, Manasche nalagnam gurorangripatme tatakim 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 tatakim. Means, with all these things, if this person's heart is not offered at the feet of the Guru, what is the use of all this? Tatakki means so what? What is there? There is nothing. It is of no use. It is of no consequence. You may have everything, but if you don't supplicate yourself to the Guru, none of these things matter to you. What matters to you is your supplication to your Guru. What matters is your earnest desire to try and follow your preceptor, what he is teaching you, what he has come to teach you. That is very important. Then it goes on 5 complete verses. I'll just chant one more and then I'll go to the next explanation. Kalatram dhanam putra pautra disarvam Guham bandhava sarvametadhijatam. Now you are a great artist. You got lot of money because of that. You got children. You got grandchildren. You got a house full of people who adore you. And your house is full of your relatives. You know, in India we believe that if some relative comes to your house, we are very happy. You know, if no relative comes to your house for a long time, you start thinking, is something wrong with me? Have I done something wrong? You know, we always welcome. We are waiting to welcome some elders, youngsters, whoever it is. So your house is full of your bandhavas. And you have got everything that you can conceivably have. Then he says, Manaschen alagnam gurorangri padme tatakim 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 tatakim. Which means, if your heart is not supplicated, what is there in it? There is nothing. It is of all no use. It is a waste of your life. Because if you want to progress, you need a guru. And you need a guru like the one that is Acharya explains in Prashnottara, where he says who should be a guru and how you should follow him. Now, you have a guru, you have what shall I say, a roadmap that he has given us. Then what should we do? We should do sadhana. Now, when I talk of sadhana, I'll mention to you, I slightly digress, but it's something to do with sadhana. Many years ago, a doubt had arisen. It was a legal issue as to whether the central trust could carry on certain type of activities. And after a great deal of deliberation, few of us studied and submitted to Bhagwan that we need to set up another trust. That trust should be a religious trust, because that will give all the services to devotees who come to Prashanti Nilayam. And what are the services? There's a bookstore, there's a departmental store, there's some groceries there, then some milk and other products, and US devotees ke liye a special pizza is there, ice cream is there, good coffee is there. See, all these are necessary, you know. So all this have to be provided by somebody. So who should provide it? So we said, okay, we'll have to form. Initially, Swami was not in favor of a religious trust, but then after we explained to Bhagwan as to what is this, it is not that we are propagating some religion. In law, they call it a religious trust, that's all. So then finally, Bhagwan approved it. I prepared the trust deed, and it was checked by everybody, approved. And then the sub-registrar was supposed to come. And then I went to Bhagwan and I said, Swami, this is the draft is seen and I would like to read it. He asked me to read it. Only thing that was left blank there was the name of the trustee. Who should be the trustees? Because these entities were all run by very senior devotees. Mr. Rajan was there, Dr. Venkatraman was there, and books was Mr. Anand was there. Like so many people, seniors were all there. But Swami never gave the name of the trustee till the very last moment. But then I asked Swami, I said, Swami, we have to give the name to this, so what should I give? The minute I said, Swami said, sadhana ani cheppu, sadhana ani pettu. That means you call it sadhana. So then I said, I sort of hesitated that no, sadhana means devotees have to do sadhana. For doing the sadhana, we have to give them some assistance. If you don't give them food, how will they do sadhana? You have to give them food. So this giving food is incidental to sadhana. Therefore, this trust is going to be doing sadhana to help people to do sadhana. So that was how he gave the word sadhana. Now, how to do sadhana? If you have to go forward, then you have to do sadhana. So for that, again, you go back to Bhagavad Pada, and he's written a beautiful composition called Sadhana Panchakam. Now, 5 verses only in that. I'm not going to be able to take you through all the 5 verses because it's going to take some time. And it is like a, what shall I say, a to-do list for what you should do to become for your sadhana, how you should do it. I'll only start with the first and end with the last. Just tell you a little bit in the middle. It starts like this. Vedo nityamadhiyatam tadudinam karma swanushthiyatam. Then it goes on. Now, he starts by saying, Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Veda is something which you should practice every day. So the sadhana starts with that. You have got to remember your sadhana. If you want to go up the spiritual path, then you have got to go up this path. That's what the Acharya says. You know, Acharya is, I think, one of the greatest Indian philosophers who's written on every conceivable aspect. You know, he wrote small stotras, like, you know, small Ganesha Pancharatna. Mudakarartamodakam sada vimukti sadakam kaladharavatam sakam vilasilo-karakshakam anayakaikanayakam vinashite bhadaityakam natashubhashunashakam namamitam vinayakam. Children, you know, my grandson, 4 or 5 year old, he sings it so easily. Means it is meant for people who don't have great sadhana effect, but they have to pray to God, every conceivable God. Saundarya Lahari praises mother. Shiva-shaktya yukto yadi bhavati shakta prabhavitum. 100 verses like this. Each verse is a complete description of different qualities of the mother. So these are called stotras. Then you have little more complicated granthas like Viveka Chudamani and others. Then you have commentaries on the great Prasthanatraya, which is Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads and Brahma Sutra. So on all this he wrote commentaries in a short span of 32 years. How did he do it? He went up and down the country 3 times in the middle of that. So that means there is some great amount of spiritual content that is available to us. And Swami often used to refer to Shankaracharya. Shankara Vallu, he would say. Shankara Vallu Chapyaru means Shankaracharya said this, Swami would say. And if you look at the basic philosophical truth of Advaita philosophy, Advaita simply is what Swami is telling us day in and day out. He says there is only one God, and that is omnipresent. He is in you, he is in me, he is in everybody. This is exactly what the Advaita philosophy propounded by Adi Shankar Bhagavad-pada. So you don't have to go to all those scriptures and all. You have to just follow the Swami Upanishad. What Swami has taught us is more than enough for us to realize God in this world. So the Sadhana Panchakam starts with this. Then one very important, 2 important things in Sadhana Panchaka, again which Swami emphasized, so much he emphasized. Sangat satsu vidhiyatam prati bhaktir dhudadhiyatam. 2 things. Sangha satsu vidhiyatam. Sangha is company. You must be in good company. Sat Sangha. And Swami used to quote one verse from Bhajagovinda Stotram. No? Satsangatve nissangatvam nissangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivan mukti. This is also Bhagavad-pada. Now taking cue from that, what he says is Sangha satsu vidhiyatam. That means you must constantly attempt to be in the company of good people in satsanga. Then what will happen by that? Next line he says, Bhaktir dhruda dhiyatam. If you want to be immersed in bhakti, in devotion, you have to be in the company of good people. And then you have to pray to Bhagwan that you make my bhakti strong. So to make your bhakti strong, you need these 2 things. So the next verse he is talking about is this. So Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Then you have to do correct karma. Then you have to be in good company. And if you are in good company, your bhakti will increase. Then it goes on like this. I won't elaborate more. Only I'll go to the end. And he says, Ekante sukham asyatam. Ekanta is alone, silent meditation. We are doing that every day after Bhagwan bhajans, no? Exactly what Swami is teaching us. What has he said? He said, your mind is now full of bhakti. Let those thoughts remain there. Let those thoughts continue in the same fashion. That is what he is talking. Then what happens at the end of all this, the last line he says, Brahmatma sthiyatam. That means you get established in the divine presence of Almighty God. So, starting with Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam, in this line if you go, and you follow these, there are totally 40 of them, you come to the end of it, and you are going to achieve this at the end of your sadhana. That's why he says sadhana panchakam. Now, what is it that, what are the qualities that we should get? What qualities should we try to get? Now, Swami often said, love all, serve all. And Swami often said, you must have compassion for all living beings. Now, this same message is there in every other scripture also. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, in every religion, if you see, the same methodology is given, the same advice is given, but still we find it difficult to treat somebody just like how we would like ourselves to be treated. That's the test. Treat somebody else how you would want them to treat you. So if you adopt that test immediately, then if you are doing something wrong, you will suddenly start thinking, am I doing something wrong? And then you will correct yourself, course correction will take place. Now, to do all these things, how is it possible? In the first World Conference, when Bhagwan was addressing and was talking about what this Sai organization is supposed to do, he gave very clear-cut directions. I'm sure many of you who are here, who are teachers, gurus and all that will know it, but just for my own reflection again, I'll show you this PowerPoint. This is what Swami gave in the World Conference on the 21st of November 1985. Why do we need it? We have to cultivate love, clean our hearts, spend the love in service, then it will grow. And he's saying, I'm now giving you, members and workers of the organization, 10 directives to follow. The first one, love and serve the motherland. Same time, do not hate or hurt the motherland of others. How important it is. Do not defame or dislike other countries, whatever may be the provocation. Next one, so important, adore all religions. They are all pathways to one God. My religion is better, your religion is not so good, my practice is better than yours. That's not possible to have such thoughts. Treat all men as your brothers. All men are one caste. Have faith in the truth that mankind is one indivisible entity. Today in India we are talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means that the whole world is one family. Keep your homes and environs clean. This will ensure health and joy to you and society. This is a very practical example. And if we see Swami's personal life and how he lived and when he traveled and everywhere, everything was absolutely spick and span. There was nothing out of place at any time. When you sit down for a meal with Bhagwan, everything has to be served in its exact place. There's not 1 centimeter this way or that way. Then you have to give charity, but how? Not by throwing some coins. Help him to find a livelihood. Provide him some food and shelter. Yesterday also we talked about that. In every town and village, especially for those who are weak or aged. That's why Swami set up old age home in Vrindavan also. Then do not get things done by offering bribes. Most important. Do not accept bribes from others. So important it is. This is ethical conduct, moral conduct. We can't be devotees of Bhagwan when we sit in the mandir, and the minute we come out, we just forget everything that he stood for and what he advised. That can't be done. Your good qualities have to be with you all the time. while engaged in worldly activities, it's dangerous to pay attention to caste or creed, for this will breed hatred and envy. Keep your caste strictly at home. Do not parade it before society. What a lovely way of putting it to us, no? We say, I am a Brahmin, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Shudra, I am scheduled caste, I am this, I am that. In India, here it is different. It's black, white, brown, mid-brown, half black. You know, these things are there. So why should these have anything to do with the human being? Human being is above all these things. And in fact, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on the 10th of December 1948, it says, first one, all men are born equal, it said originally. Now all human beings are born equal. They have corrected it. So all human beings are born equal. That's what Swami is trying to tell you. Then do not depend on others for serving your personal needs. This will make you lazy. Be self-reliant. How can a person so dependent serve others? I think in America, this 8th commandment is followed very strictly, I think. In India, we are still not used to it. We need to follow it more strictly in India. Adore God. Abhor sin. No, what are we doing? It's adoration of God. No, every time we have aradhana. No, why we have aradhana? Aradhana means adoration only. No, it's adoration. Aradhana is a day commemorating the day on which a great realized being or God has left his physical form. That's the day which we want to particularly remember, because of all the qualities that he stood for, the immense amount of love that he shared among everybody. In the course of my travels, I have not come across any country where I have not met somebody who will talk about Swami. Unknown person. I'm sitting in the airport, somebody will come and talk. Every time this has happened, and they'll tell me stories. Bhagwan came to our place, this he blessed my so-and-so, and we used to come like this, and this is what was our experience. These kind of experiences we hear everywhere. There's not a single place, especially if I'm traveling somewhere with white clothes, it always attracts. You are coming from Puttaparthi, they'll say. The other day I was going to Puttaparthi, and on the way we stopped and buy a cup of coffee for my wife, and somebody there said, Sairam, are you going to Puttaparthi or are you coming from there? So the thing is, and they start talking. Is Swami, how is the things there, what is happening there? And, it's like conversation centers around Bhagwan and his teaching. So, the adoration of God is very important. And last and least, most importantly, is observe the laws, rules and regulations laid down by the state. Be ideal citizens and follow these directives with enthusiasm, with love. Be examples for others wherever you are. Now I'll give you a couple, and this is the last quote of Swami. What he says is that there are a number of service organizations. Mine is very unique, this Sathya Sai Seva organizations. What does it do? It regards Seva as service to divinity, not to another human being in distress. We regard that person as divine. That's why Swami often used to say, when you're serving somebody, you thank him and serve him. It should be the other way about. The person who is receiving should say thank you. But he says, no, don't say thank you. I am going to thank you. Why? Because you are giving me an opportunity to be of service to humanity, to you. So that should be the attitude. And how do you get this? If you do this in that same sense, your sense of fulfillment, satisfaction is so complete that you don't need any more things to be happy in life. If you eat an ice cream or nice jalebi, yesterday we had, 1.5 hour satisfaction will be there. But after another 3 hours, if there is another ice cream on the table, I don't say, I was fully satisfied half an hour ago, now I don't want. I want more satisfaction. No? That is so far as sense organs are concerned. Whereas devotion to Bhagwan is like, Mahashivratri. Whole night we are sitting, we are having 4 yam puja. Every yama we are chanting Rudra. and in the morning you go completely energized. You go home, and those of us who have the practice of doing Nitya Puja at home, when you go home, you will want to do again one more Nitya Puja at home. You won't think, a whole night I worship, now why I should do one more? No, because why? That gives you a sense of great joy and satisfaction. That's what Swami is talking about. And ultimately, what is it? It is a spiritual experience. This experience is something which is invaluable. And this is very important, the last one. What he's saying, don't have factions, differences among the organization. You must all have devotion, dedication, tolerance, sacrifice, and consider yourself as sevak. I am today president. Tomorrow I'll have to demit my office. So I should not feel sad that my presidentship is over. Your presidentship is over because you are the first among the equals. And I see many of the leaders here in the Sai organization, whether they're president or they're vice president or whatever it is, they will do exactly what any other Sai Seva Dal will do. If somebody has to drive a car, they will do it. If somebody has to come and serve you food, they will do it. So there is nothing like hierarchy in the Sai organization. It's just that somebody has to look after some aspect. Therefore, that person is given that responsibility. And you must wear that very lightly, and you must always be prepared to say, well, I want to give. In fact, I heard a very interesting comment when I was coming. They said that they had to decide who is going to pick me up from New York and bring me to here. So there was a discussion in their center. So the center, everybody said, other person can go. So then other person said, no, I've already, I don't mind going, but I've already had a lot of interaction with him. I want somebody else who has not had that interaction to have that benefit, so I'm giving way to someone else. What a beautiful sentiment, isn't it? So I have had the benefit, right? They were all Seva Dal only. One person is a slightly different position, but it's a fantastic sentiment. So that's what Swami is talking about. Then the organization is intended for those who are wedded to dedicated and selfless service. How can you say your selfless service if you say, oh, I don't want to step down as a president or center chair, I want to continue for 2 more years. It's not selfless. It's better to have 10 genuine active sevaks than a large number of office bearers who take credit for what others have done. No? Sort of beautiful statement Swami has made. With this, I think the presentation ends. Never give scope for differences, unity, etc. Unfortunately, we are in a different situation now. How you first enthrone love. I think that's it. So, I go back now to what I was saying. We have to stop at 11, right? 11:15. Okay. I want to now tell you a little bit about how Swami's organization and it works, and how we experience Swami in different functions that we do. I remember many years ago, it was a hot summer, I think it was in the year 1999. I suddenly, usually in the month of May we have a court vacation, so I would usually travel on a vacation somewhere. So that year, before we could make vacation plans, I got a telephone call to say, Swami wants you to go to Jamnagar. So Jamnagar is in the heart of the Indian Thar desert. It's a very inhospitable place, very hot. And so the minute I heard that, I said, yes, okay, no problem, I will go. But what is my task? Task you will know when you get there. So I didn't know anything. And who is going with you? That also you will find out in the airport. I said, okay. So what about, shall I book my ticket? No, you will have your ticket and you will get your boarding pass in the airport. So with that, I packed my bag and reached the airport, and there was a gentleman who was a protocol officer for the government of Karnataka. This is the days of the old HAL airport. So as soon as I got down, he was waiting, and then he said, "Sir, I'm so-and-so, please come, I have your boarding pass." And he gave me the boarding pass and took me inside, and there was a big VIP room there, which is mainly for chief minister, minister and all that. So he's walking towards it. I told him, no, I can't go there. I have to sit outside. "No, you bunny sir, nam jate. You come with me." I went inside, and somebody is sitting there. So I went inside. He looked a bit familiar, so I just nodded. Then he held out his hand. "Naganand, I'm Chakravarti." Okay. Now, several years before that, I used to go to Puttaparthi, and whenever I went, I used to sit in one particular place allotted to me. And I would find some very smart looking guy will come just before Swami comes out for darshan, and he'll come tip top, and he has a designated spot next to the pillar. He'll go and sit there, close his eyes, and wait. As soon as Swami comes, Swami will give darshan and go in for interview. The minute Swami's door closes, he'll jump up like a jack in the box and go away. That's all I knew about this person. Nobody ever introduced me to him. And I used to see him and say, he's coming so regularly, I wonder who he is. But, Swami's regimen is don't talk unnecessarily. Don't talk about other people. Don't talk to anybody else. So we are not talking to anybody. I didn't even know him. So anyway, but I think he knew who I was, because probably in the course of some conversation, Swami might have mentioned who I was. He knew my father also. So that's where it stood. So then I was actually formally, I shook hands with him for the first time in the Bengaluru airport. And that's when he told me, "I'm Chakravarti, I'm secretary of the Central Trust." I said, "You're Naganand." "Yes, sir. Knew your father very well. Come on now, we got a job to do. We're going to go to Jamnagar." So then I asked him, "Sir, what is the assignment for us?" "I solre papa, I'll tell you on the plane." So then Jam Sahib's grandson was also with us. So he also met us there, and then we made a flight. But yesterday, so somebody commented and said that when you go as a group, Swami expected you to go together and come back together. So that rule I didn't know. Okay, I was sort of a novice in the Sai organization in that sense. So we went there, and the Jam Sahib of Navanagar was there at the airport. He received us and great respect and all that. Not me, Chakravarti really, because he knew him. He didn't know me. And then we went to the hotel, and there was an assignment. It was a bit of a tricky assignment. A lot of things had to happen there, but everything sort of fell in place quickly. And with Swami's grace, whatever task we went to achieve, we were able to achieve in one day. And the following day was my daughter's birthday, my youngest daughter. So I told Ms. Chakravarti, "Sir, if you don't mind, I'll take a flight one day earlier so that I'll go back home and be with my daughter on her birthday." So he didn't tell me anything. He said, "Okay, you try, if you want to go." He left it at that. He could have warned me to say, "See, you're in Swami's work, this is our protocol." He didn't tell me anything. He wanted me to experience it. Okay. So I booked a flight the next day, and that was a flight which left from Bombay. It would come to Jamnagar. From Jamnagar, it would go to Bhuj, and Bhuj back to Bombay. So that morning, there was a terrible rain in Bombay. And this aircraft which was on the tarmac must have been drenched in rain, but somehow the pilot took off. He came and landed in Jamnagar. So there was no problem. So we boarded the flight, and luckily, to my surprise, on the same flight was the Jam Sahib also. He was going back to Bombay. And so we got talking, and we took a seat next to each other, and we were seated. And the Jam Sahib was a pilot, he was a fighter pilot and all that. He used to fly fighter planes in the past, and he belonged to the royal family. And we took off. We are nearing Bhuj. The flight is going round and round and round. Then Jam Sahib said, "Naganand, there is some problem. The pilot is not able to land." So I said, "How do you know?" He said, "No, I know. I'm a pilot. I know what's happening." So 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it didn't land. Then came an announcement to say, "We seem to be having a problem with the altitude meter. We don't know what altitude we are. So I'm going to try and approach a physical landing without altimeter. So then they took whatever precautions and we are ready for a belly landing or whatever. Finally it landed. And after it landed, they said this flight will take off now again from Bhuj to Bombay. Waited for 15-20 minutes, the flight didn't take off at all. Then they announced to say this flight is grounded, it's not going to go anywhere. So you guys can get off the plane and do whatever you want. So Jam Sahib is telling me, I have a problem now. I said, what's the problem? He said, I am the Raja of the next state. This Bhuj is another state. There's a protocol we follow. If I come to this, I have to inform the Maharaja here and he has to give me some honors and all that. I don't want to do all of that. We'll do one thing. We'll just get down, get into the nearest taxi which is there and drive. So those old days, I got one old rickety Matador van. It was shaking all over. So got into that van. And then Jam Sahib started narrating to me a fantastic story which I don't know how many of you have heard about. Is that during the Second World War, after the persecution, the Holocaust, there were a large number of Polish children who had to be saved. So they bundled all of them onto a ship and set sail from Poland. And the ship was not allowed to dock anywhere. They went to UK, they were not allowed. They went to Italy, they were not allowed. Then they went to some other place, not allowed. And finally they said, now no other place, let's go towards India. And they came towards India and, docked just outside the port of Jamnagar. And some at sea. And then sent somebody in a boat. The Maharaja came to know about it. And then he said, we'll keep it silent. We will not tell anybody. He had a big palace on the seashore. So like a summer palace. He cordoned that off. Got all the kids, 900 of them. Put them into that palace and saw to it that no outsider came there because he didn't want the British guys to know this has happened. They looked after the kids for nearly 1.5 years or so, kept tutors there, taught them everything. And only after the war ended, these children were sent back. So this entire story, he narrated to me with great detail. So today they have a bust in memory of the Jam Sahib in Warsaw in Poland, and a street is also named after him is what I understand. Now after the story is over, this car came all the way back and we travelled all around the Ran of Kach and came back to Jamnagar at 8 o'clock in the night. So Mr. Chakravarti is waiting for me. Hey, enna vandetiya? Said, yes sir, vandita. How did you know I'm coming back? No, I knew you were going to come back. You won't go anywhere without all of us going back together. And all of us then waited. Next day morning we took a flight and we flew back. And as soon as we landed in Vrindavan, Swami called us and asked what happened. We had to give him a brief of everything that happened there. So the moral was that you went as a group. You cannot go on your own here and there. You have to come back as a group. The number of times that Swami shows you that he is there, that he knows everything, he is always in Trikala, past, present and future is in his control all the time, is that for the first time Bhagwan came to the house where we were living in the year 1976. And it was a small gathering at home with a few friends and some judges and very close relatives. So Swami sent a whole evening there, had dinner and then returned. And the second time he came was by the time I had moved to the house where I now live in the year 2000, 2nd June 2000. And in our puja room in the mandir, we have a photograph of Swami seated on a small sofa, not a very luxurious sofa or anything. And his right hand is on his heart like this, his left hand is lifted up like this. So he's in this posture. So that there's a photo hung there. So Swami came and I conveyed him to the puja room. He stood in front, he looked at everything and with his careful, observant eyes saw everything. Then he looked at his photo and foolishly I said, Swami, this photo was taken last time when you came here. So immediately he said, not here, I didn't come to this house. I came to your father's house. 1976, I came, you gave me a seat in the first floor. You are on a table, all of you are sitting on the ground floor. I remember that this photo is taken there, not here. So immediately he connected as to where that happened, how it happened, what time it happened, everything, instantaneously. Right? It's not the Swami would have done some revision before we left from my house. When did I go to his house last? Where did I go? That's Swami. Then on the same visit, after the Swami spoke a little bit, and then we requested him to have lunch. He was seated at a table. So Swami was at the head of the table, and one of the former Chief Justice of India, Justice Renukacharya, who later became Chancellor of the Sathya Institute of Higher Learning. So he was there. So he was seated to Swami's right. Then Satyajit was there. Brother Balram was there. And I was seated, and that's it. And my wife started serving everybody, and so whenever any sweet dish was served, he would quietly take it and put it in the plate of Venkatachalaya ji. So Swami was not touching any sweet, so he put everything there. So she went on insisting. He said, no, I don't want. And then he put it again in. So this tamasha went on. I also noticed, I didn't say anything. So everything was over. After that we came out, and Venkatachalaya ji asked Swami, can I have Pad Namaskar? I said, yes, by all means. Then he said, my wife is there, can I call her? Said, yes. So she also came. They took Pad Namaskar. Then he told Bhagwan, Swami, I am blessed to have your darshan after a very long time. I have not had darshan. Instantaneously he said, yes, you came to Sakama house in 1947, I think. And you came for mithai, you didn't get mithai, I have given you today. Now what had happened was that when he was a schoolboy going to Fort High School, which is in the old part of Bangalore city, and close to that is an old extension called Chamrajpet, where one of Swami's old devotees, Srimati Sakama, a coffee estate owner, she had a house there. So Swami had come to that house. And Venkatachalaya's friend in his school, one of them heard that some Swamiji is coming. We'll go there. We'll all get at least one mithai. We'll go eat mithai and come. So these two boys went there for darshan. And Swami was, so young at that time. He was hardly 20 years or so. So they saw him. No mithai, nothing was distributed. So they came back unhappy, saying that we went for mithai, we didn't get mithai. Now we got mithai. So Swami instantaneously said this. So what is it that we learn from this? We only learn that for Swami, time was still. He was in past, present and future, Trikala. And that's why, he could recall things that happened anytime, at any point of time. It would be, he had to just give a thought and it would be right in front of him. So that was how it was. And the thing is that Swami answering prayers is something which is so often, we notice it. It looks like something very normal, natural. But then people who have faith, the way in which they pray, that is the one which enables them to connect with Swami. They say, if a baby doesn't cry, the mother doesn't give any milk or food, feed the baby. So the same way, we have to keep pleading with Bhagwan. We have to keep, showing our devotion. At the same time, we should not be asking him for small things. Swami often said, people don't come and ask me for what I've come to give. They come and ask me for so many things. I've come to give you a permanent solution to all your bhavasagara. And you have to ask for that, and you have to get that, and you have to realize that in your life. That's what I've come for. I've not come for, anything else. And another thing which is somewhat difficult to understand sometimes, at that moment, in 1999, when the Bangalore hospital was, plans were taking shape, that year Swami was in Vrindavan for a long time. So I went several times for darshan, and every other day Swami would come and speak to me. So one day he said, you come inside. So I went in for interview. And that day he didn't talk anything. Again, second day he called for interview. Second day also he didn't say. Third day he said, I want you to be a trustee in the medical trust. So I said, Swami, I'm not a doctor. I'm a lawyer and I don't have any medical experience. And I don't know what I will be able to do in the medical trust. And there are some senior doctors and all are there. As though Swami didn't know. I was foolish on my part to say all those things. But anyway, I said it in my youthful exuberance. Swami kept on smiling. He said, no, you don't worry. You don't do anything. I will do everything. So after he kept on saying that, I held his feet. I said, Swami, whatever you say is okay, but I am only expressing my diffidence about what I will be able to do. At that time, there were only 3 trustees in the medical trust. You know, the medical relief activities were done by the medical trust, and the central trust was not doing it. All the hospitals, everything was medical trust. Swami was there, Indulal Shah was there, and Mr. V. Srinivasan. These are only 3 trustees in that. In the central trust, only Swami, and till 2010. So here there was some administrative things to be done. So I thought maybe I'll have to do something, attend some meeting, this, that. That's what my thinking. Swami said, you don't do anything, I'll do everything. So then I said, do a very happy job. I get a trusteeship position. Nice darshan with Swami, and no work to do. What can be better, no? Only pay, no work. So I kept on like that. Then when Swami had said, I will do everything, you don't do anything, I thought it is just some, Swami has said it, that's it. Didn't pay much attention. Sometime later, I was going to Prashanthi Nilayam, and I got a call from Mr. Apparao, who was looking after administration accounts in the Puttaparthi hospital. So he said, sir, we have some small problem with some provident fund or some employee related thing. So, we need some advice. So I said, no, I'm coming to Parthi, so I will drop in there and, I'll have a chat with you and then I'll go to ashram. So I did exactly that. I went there a little early, met Mr. Apparao. It was a very small issue, so 5-10 minutes discussion over. I got into the car, came to darshan, left the car in the room and came for darshan. Swami came out for darshan. The minute he saw me, he looked at me, he said, are you all right? So I said, yes, Swami, I'm all right. No, you had gone to hospital, that's why I asked. So that's when it struck me that when Swami has said, I am going to do everything, where is the need for you to do anything? And then he gave me a lesson in management style. He said, see, if somebody in the hospital wants your help or guidance, they will come to you. You call them wherever you want to come. There's no need for you to go to their office. No, it's like the CEO walking into the shop floor and telling somebody to do something. So he expected that etiquette to be maintained. So then I realized, and then it struck me that Swami has said that I need not do anything. He would do everything. So this problem also Swami would have taken care in some way. But I thought I wanted, and I went off like this. Then I got the message. And I must tell you, for nearly 4 to 5 years, there was really no work. There was not a single paper would come to me. Everything was streamlined. Only about 3 years later, Swami one day called me and said, see, you are going to see the balance sheet. You are going to sign the income tax return. You are going to do all the statutory filings that have to be done. You take care. The minute he told me that, then I said, okay. I'm in touch with the accounts people, drawing up the accounts, whatever auditors, finalization, this, that, everything. Then finally signing. I was the only one who was signing the accounts also. No one else was signing it. So that's how it went. So what I'm saying is, Swami's words, they have great meaning at all times. You cannot think that that day Swami said something, today it's something else, therefore I can do whatever I want. It's not like that. Then, how do you look at Swami? Father, mother, brother, guru, teacher. Each one of these roles Swami plays. At different points of time, he'll play these roles. As 1976, the birthday of Bhagwan, our whole family went to Prashanthi Nilayam. Then, of course, Kulwant Hall was not there. It was Purnachandra Hall. And Swami was inside Purnachandra Hall itself. Then he called all of us there and we were all seated. And then he started talking to everybody. And then he came and asked me, what are you doing? Not 76, sorry, 78. He said, I told him, Swami, I'm studying. He said, what are you studying? Then I told him, I just taken my CA intermediate examination. And I have another 1 year to go to take a final examination. So he looked at me and then he said, you are a Vidyarthi. Don't become Vishayarthi. So there he was, my teacher. correcting me, orienting me, telling me how you should be as a student. So because all our friends, we are living in a very affluent part of Bangalore. So all the guys had their own scooters, motorbikes, going here, there, movies, late nights, and everything else, So the minute this happened, I came back, and then I was reflecting, and I thought there is something in this. So then I decided that I'm not going to go anywhere, because I was pursuing 3 professional degrees parallelly, LLB, ACS and ACA. So I said I'm going to be putting my heart and soul into it. And after that, I never went with any of our friends. So that's how I was able to go through this entire professional, courses with Swami's guidance. And you see how timely it is. That is the teacher. That is the guru. That is the one. See, he knew exactly what the problem was. And he knew how to orient me with such few words, only 4 words he said. Those 4 words are working in you. So when Swami said something, it has to be working inside you. Then only you will realize why he said it. What was the object of what he said. And that's how it works. So the thing is that at every stage, this happened. And I can go on, the stories are sort of endless. And so I'm talking now about Swami as Guru, Swami as teacher, Swami as father, mother, grandfather. My eldest daughter was very keen to come to US for an undergraduate law degree. And of course my wife was aghast. She says, oh, young girl, how to send her to USA? We didn't have any relatives, very close relatives here except one cousin. I don't want to send her. And mother and daughter had these usual problems. So she would not listen, my wife would not let go. So finally she said, I don't know what to do, I am going to tell Swami only. In a fit of anger, she said, I'll tell Swami, he's going to solve the problem. So one day we went, and Swami called and she told him, Swami, this girl wants to go to America, she's only 17 years, how will she go and stay there alone? She's not listening to me. So Swami just smiled and said, no, you come, you bring her next time, I'll talk to her. So next time we went, we brought her, Swami called, and he started talking to all the girls, how are you, this, that and all. And then he looked at her and said, you want to become lawyer? She said, yes, Swami, I want to become lawyer. Then before she could say anything, he said, you do one thing, you study law in Bangalore, okay, and for post-graduation, I'm going to send you to America. So she didn't know where it came from. And quietly, meekly, she said, okay, Swami. Then she came out and she didn't even complain to her mother. She said, did you go and complain to Swami that all this happened and all? She just accepted it as it is, and it's very good, she said. And she went to undergrad course, she finished LLB, got enrolled, and then she went to, applied to US, she got a seat in George Washington University, and she came here for a master's degree here. And when Swami said, I'm going to send you there, you just see the words, I'm going to send you there, right? With no problem, she got an admission. With no problem, she got a visa. But I didn't know anybody in DC. One of my cousins was in New York. So, I was also sort of new here in the sense that I didn't know how to go find a house, where to buy the furniture, how to put it up. All this was a big challenge for me. But I said, anyway, let's see. And I came with her. When we landed here, a very old family friend was one of my mother's friends. She had a daughter who was living in somewhere near DC, just outside. And one of her cousins was living upstate New York. They had been posted into New York and they knew our family. So she, Lakshmi and her husband, Ajit, both of them had a big, huge van. So they brought that van and received us in the airport. I said, this big van you brought, he said, I knew you'll have a lot of baggage and all, I brought it. So then we went and stayed in Bethesda, I think, not Bethesda, Baltimore. And after that, we are wondering how to do. So Ajit said, you don't worry, I'm going to come with you. We'll go to IKEA, we'll get everything you want. So he drove me around. He came, helped me to identify the apartment, and, finish the formalities, everything, go to her college and get all her paperwork, everything done. And in 2 days' time, everything was set up. And her house was set up, she moved there. My wife had told her, you please keep Swami's photo and you have to light one diya there. house was clean, so there was no question of lighting diya and all. But you open the refrigerator and we get whatever we want to light a diya there. Swami's photograph is kept there, light a diya, and then she continued to live there. And that whole period, and this couple came there only for that 1 week. They were not staying there. After that, they moved away from there. And of course, we are in touch with them, even otherwise. So when Swami said, I'm going to manage everything, I'm going to send you there, he took full responsibility. And afterwards, when she came back, Swami said, you celebrate a wedding in Vrindavan. So Swami arranged the entire wedding in Vrindavan. We didn't have to do anything. We had to just go there and sit for the wedding. That's all. Everything else he managed. So this is Swami as a father, as a grandfather, whatever you may call it. Then as a teacher, as a guru, as a friend. And we could somehow, in my father's time also, Swami had great affection for my father, I would say. Because in Kodaikanal, whenever my father went there with Swami, he wouldn't go actually with him. He would go a few days later and spend only a week or so and come back. So whenever he went there, Swami always used to ask my father, evening session, after the darshan is over, before Swami has dinner, there'll be 1 hour of, session with the boys and all that. So at that time, he will ask my father, today what should we discuss? Tell me what I should speak on. So he had such fond affection for him. And also, when you go far and near, so many things happen, So, but Swami's drishti, if it's on you, everything will be all right. My father suddenly passed away in 1996, arguing a case in court. He was hale and hearty, he was only 73. And there's no complaint of any kind. He was a very busy practitioner. So this happened, and so long as he was there, going to Swami and having darshan, this, that and all was, somewhat easy, because you tag along with him. Otherwise, how do we go? So the first time after that, we had to go to Puttaparthi. Children were young. So I went and asked Sri Gangadhar Shetty Garu, sir, I want to go with my children, wife and all. How can I go? What should I do? How should I get darshan? So he wrote out one letter and to Mr. Chiranjeevi Rao and said, you take this letter and give it to him. He will be able to help you. I didn't know Chiranjeevi Rao. I didn't know anybody there. Because whenever in the past we went, I used to tag along with Dad and that's it. So I didn't know anybody. There was Mr. Kutumbrao was there. I had met him once or twice, but he was also a legal person. But other than that, I didn't know anybody. So I gave to Chiranjeevi Rao. He looked at it. Okay, tomorrow morning, 6:30, you come to the gate. That's all the conversation. So where to stay, this, that and all, somehow I managed. They gave me some room. And next day morning, 6:30, I went to the gate. Waiting, no sign of Mr. Chiranjeevi Rao. My wife is on the other side. I don't know how she managed to get in. After some time, one Sevadal is standing there and he's looking at me. He said, sir, Swami will come anytime. What do you want? I said, no, I'm waiting for Mr. Chiranjeevi Rao. No, he's got back pain. I'm told he's not coming today. So I said, what do I do? So he said, no, don't worry, you come. He took me and put me in the last row in Kulwant Hall. You will have darshan here, sit down. So I sat there. Then Swami came, darshan over, everything. I came out and tried to find my wife and we went. Then I went to see Chiranjeevi Rao. He said, sir, morning I had come, I missed you. We have other work also, So I didn't say anything. I said, sir, afternoon, can I get darshan? Okay, you come at 3 o'clock. So same thing, I went and stood there. Afternoon, short of doing Sashtanga Namaskara to me, Chiranjeevi Rao did everything else. He came to the gate, held my hand, conducted me like this. I was shocked beyond words. I said, no sir, I will go on my own. You tell me where to go. No. You have to sit. This is Vice Chancellor. Next to Vice Chancellor, you have to sit. So I said, I think something has happened in between. I sat there. Swami came. The minute he came to me and held my hand. And Swami went in the front where the chair was placed. He took me there and made me sit in the front row. And I was very emotional because my father had died just a month ago or less than that. I said, Swami, you have to take care of us. So he said, you don't worry, your father is with me, he is safe. He is fine. You are with me, I am with you. You don't have to worry about anything. I said, Swami, I want to keep coming for your darshan. You come, this is your place. Anytime you come, every time you come, you stay here. And he repeatedly reassured me. This is a time before I was made trustee. This is in 96, I'm saying. And next visit, I got a call to say, Swami wants you to come to Puttaparthi. So C. Srinivas is the one who informed me. And we met up at a rendezvous point. We came, and as I came, I was asking Srinivas, I don't have any accommodation here, where should I stay? He said, don't worry, everything will be given. So he took me straight to Shanti Bhavan and said, this is your place, you are going to be staying. I said, no, nobody has told me. No, Swami has said you must be staying here. So from that day onwards, we stayed in Shanti Bhavan. Now Swami used to see us coming with children and all that. So one day he sent word to Mr. Chakravarti to say, Naganand has got one room. You give him the next room and you renovate that room. Break down the wall, make it into two so that children will come, they'll need. But don't change the second toilet because they'll need two toilets for bathing and all. Keep that as it is. Make the second room a living room, come bedroom. And we remodeled that place. And that room has remained, for our use till now. So what I'm saying is, the point that this is Swami as what? He's everything all in one, rolled into one. You cannot think of any other role. No, what role will you give to this? I mean, I was nobody. I was just a young fellow coming there. But the thing is that the long, affection or connection with Swami is something which is, very unique. And that is because Swami recognizes people for various things. And the minute Swami notices who you are in your heart, that's how it begins. Now, my wife had never seen Swami's darshan. She was a devotee of Shirdi. As a young child, they used to go to Shirdi and stay there for days and weeks. And in those days, the ladies were allowed to sleep upstairs, in the upstairs room in the Samadhi Mandir. Now, going itself is a big thing now. Those days, there was nobody there and the ladies could stay upstairs. She used to stay there, start reading the Satcharit, light all the lamps in the Dwarkamai. That was her Baba for her. And after we met and she came here, this is the same Baba. But a Baba who is able to speak to you, who is able to talk to you, who is able to understand you, hold your hand, guide you, every step of our life, without fail, that has always been there. So, the story of Swami can continue all night, all day, and it's not going to end. But I think, like all good things, this has to come to an end. Therefore, I thank all of you once again for giving me this opportunity. I thank Bhagwan.